Have you ever wondered why strong souls are often born into toxic families? This question may seem perplexing, even contradictory, but as we delve into the spiritual journey of these individuals, we find a pattern of resilience and spiritual sensitivity that is truly remarkable. These strong souls, often born into difficult and toxic family environments, face a unique set of challenges. Their heightened spiritual awareness often sets them apart from their family members, leading to misunderstandings, rejections, and emotional isolation. However, it's this very isolation and struggle that catalyzes their spiritual growth, resilience, and authenticity. Imagine a sapling trying to push through a thick layer of concrete. The struggle is immense, yet when the sapling finally breaks through, it's stronger and more resilient than those that grew in softer soil. It's a similar case for these strong souls. The toxic environment they are born into acts as a catalyst, a sort of spiritual battleground where they are forced to confront their shadows, their pain, and their fears. The journey is far from easy. These individuals often bear the brunt of familial dysfunction and societal patterns, yet it is these very struggles that sharpen their empathy, emotional intelligence, and inner strength. In the face of adversity, they develop a deeper connection with a higher power or universal source, finding solace and guidance in this spiritual bond. Yet these chosen ones are not just survivors, they are pioneers. They are the ones who have the capacity to transform the very dysfunction they were born into. With their unique spiritual sensitivity, they can challenge and alter the patterns of their families and societies. These individuals, often seen as the black sheep of their families, are on a profound spiritual path, one that is often misunderstood. They are the ones who, despite the pain and the struggle, dare to confront their shadows, dare to heal, and dare to transform. They are the ones who carry the torch of spiritual awakening, lighting the way for others and reshaping humanity. Carl Jung, a famed Swiss psychiatrist, proposed the concept of individuation. This intriguing idea revolves around the process of becoming aware of oneself as an individual entity, distinct from the herd mentality or collective psychology. It's about recognizing one's unique set of experiences, beliefs, desires, and fears, and understanding how they contribute to one's identity. Let's delve a little deeper. Individuation, as proposed by Jung, is not just about self-recognition. It's about self-realization and self-acceptance. It's about acknowledging your inherent worth and embracing your individuality, despite the societal pressures to conform or fit into a prescribed mold. It's about carving your own path, guided by your internal compass rather than external expectations. Now you may wonder, how does a toxic environment fit into this process? Well, the truth is, a toxic environment often serves as a catalyst for individuation. When you're constantly subjected to negativity, rejection, or emotional isolation, you're forced to confront your own feelings, thoughts, and reactions. You start questioning the norms, challenging the status quo, and seeking your own truth. You begin to peel back the layers of societal conditioning and familial expectations, revealing the core of who you truly are. This process, however, is not a walk in the park. It's a journey that requires courage, resilience, and a fair share of introspection. It's like walking a tightrope, where on one side lies the comfort of conformity, and on the other, the uncertainty of authenticity. It's a path filled with trials and tribulations, but also with moments of profound insight and self-discovery. The path of individuation, though arduous, leads to the emergence of a unique, authentic self. It's about shedding the masks we wear for societal acceptance and embracing our true selves with all our imperfections and idiosyncrasies. It's about standing in our own power, unapologetically and courageously. And for those who have been born into toxic families, it's about transforming the pain and dysfunction into wisdom and resilience, ultimately becoming beacons of hope and transformation for others who might be walking the same path. Shadow work and ancestral trauma are two other concepts that play a crucial role in this spiritual journey. Let's begin by understanding shadow work. This concept, deeply rooted in Carl Jung's psychology, involves acknowledging and confronting the darker, unconscious aspects of our personalities. These could be traits or emotions that we've suppressed, ignored, or deemed unacceptable. However, they are just as much a part of us as our conscious, desirable traits. Imagine a room. This room represents you. The parts of you that you accept and love, they're in the light. But those parts that you've pushed away, they're in the shadows. Shadow work is about bringing light into those corners, acknowledging the aspects of ourselves that we've hidden away. It's not about eliminating these shadows, rather it's about understanding them, integrating them. This process can be challenging, even painful, but it's an essential part of the spiritual journey. Now let's talk about ancestral trauma. This is the idea that the traumas our ancestors faced, the unresolved emotional issues or patterns, can be passed down through generations. This inherited trauma can shape our experiences, our reactions, and even our spiritual journey. It might manifest as a fear or a pattern of behavior that seems irrational or out of place in our current lives. It's important to remember that ancestral trauma is not about blame. It's not about pointing fingers at our ancestors for our current struggles. Instead, it's about understanding the root of our experiences, our patterns. It's about breaking the cycle. So how do these concepts, shadow work and ancestral trauma, fit into our spiritual journey? They remind us that our journey is not just about light and love, it's also about darkness and pain. They teach us that our struggles, our pain, are not roadblocks on our journey, but rather stepping stones. They show us that by facing our shadows, by understanding our ancestral traumas, we can achieve a deeper understanding of ourselves and our journey. By understanding and integrating these aspects, one can transform pain into wisdom. The journey of these chosen ones is not one of punishment, but a sacred path of awakening. This statement may seem paradoxical at first glance. After all, how can the pain and suffering experienced by these individuals be considered sacred or purposeful? To understand this, we must reframe our perception of suffering. Suffering is not merely a consequence of misfortune or ill luck. Instead, it's a catalyst for growth, a tool for transformation, and a guide on the path to spiritual awakening. It's through these painful journeys that the chosen ones develop their unique gifts and abilities, which are crucial for their spiritual growth and evolution. These individuals, born into toxic families, are confronted with trials and tribulations that most people cannot even fathom. They are misunderstood, rejected, and emotionally isolated. But it's precisely these harsh circumstances that shape their empathy, emotional intelligence, and inner strength. Their heightened sensitivity enables them to perceive and understand the world in ways that others cannot. They can empathize deeply with others because they have experienced the depths of human suffering themselves. This profound empathy fuels their desire to alleviate the pain and suffering of others, making them compassionate healers and guides in a world that desperately needs them. Their emotional intelligence, honed through years of navigating complex and often volatile family dynamics, allows them to understand and manage their emotions effectively. It also equips them with the ability to navigate the emotional landscapes of others with skill and grace. Their inner strength, forged in the fires of adversity, enables them to persevere through the darkest of storms. This resilience is their shield, protecting them from the harsh realities of their environment and allowing them to maintain their spiritual integrity. These qualities, empathy, emotional intelligence, and inner strength, are not merely beneficial traits. They are spiritual tools, enabling these chosen ones to fulfill their sacred mission of healing and transformation. So, while their journeys may be fraught with pain and suffering, these experiences are not without purpose. They are the crucibles in which their spirits are tested and refined, the battlegrounds where they confront their shadows and emerge victorious. Their pain is not in vain, but a catalyst for their spiritual awakening and transformation. Navigating through a toxic environment requires certain spiritual tools. One of the most powerful tools at your disposal is the visualization of a spiritual umbilical cord. This is not a physical entity, but an energetic connection that links you directly to the divine source of love and compassion. When you're surrounded by toxicity, imagine this cord as a conduit, a lifeline, transporting divine love and light to you, nourishing and fortifying your spirit. Yet to receive this divine love, you must also learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are not walls or barriers to keep people out, but rather sacred perimeters that protect your energy and peace. They are a declaration of self-respect, a signal to others that your emotional and spiritual well-being are not negotiable. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially within a family context, but remember, it's not about pushing others away, but about preserving your own sacred space. In a toxic environment, you might also encounter projections. These are the shadows of others, their fears, insecurities, and unhealed traumas cast onto you. It is crucial to recognize these projections for what they are, reflections of their internal chaos, not declarations of your worth. Do not internalize these projections. They do not define you. Instead, see them as mirrors held up to the individuals projecting them, revealing their own unhealed wounds and unresolved issues. In the midst of a toxic environment, your spiritual tools are your lifelines. Your spiritual umbilical cord maintains your connection to divine love. Your boundaries preserve your sacred space and protect your emotional and spiritual well-being. And your ability to recognize and deflect projections safeguards your self-worth and identity. These tools are not just shields against toxicity, but catalysts for transformation. They empower you to navigate the rough seas of familial challenges without losing sight of your inherent worth and divine connection. Armed with these tools, the chosen ones can navigate their journey with resilience and grace.